Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to be taking a look at the HTC Desire 20 Pro on my left, and on my right we have the Oukitel C21. Now, the bigger battery is going to go to it's going to be, the bigger battery is going to definitely go to the HTC Desire 20 Pro. It's got a 5,000 milliamp hour battery, guys. Really big battery, 4,000 milliamp hour battery on the Oukitel C21. We'll get into the cameras in just a second. Now on the right, you can see that both phones do have the SIM ejector slot there with nothing else. We do have metal railing on the HTC Desire 20 Pro, plastic on the Oukitel. The button placement is very similar. Power button down below, volume rocker up top. Definitely more premium buttons on the HTC. It just feels a little bit more premium to the click, especially with that metal railing, plastic railing on the Oukitel. We do get facial recognition on the Oukitel, so that's actually really cool. We also do have fingerprint sensor for the HTC Desire 20 Pro. So let me show you right here. If you go into the security on the HTC Desire 20 Pro, I just want to show you that it doesn't have, it just has the fingerprint, but it doesn't have face unlock, so just keep that in mind. But we are up to date. We are in September patch, it says right here, but we do have July 1st, so July 1st with an upgrade to September 1st security patch, it says right here. So we should be getting the September one very soon. So just keep that in mind. Now, when it comes to the weight on both phones, they both feel really good. It does feel like the HTC Desire 20 Pro is a little bit heavier at 201 grams of weight versus the 170 on the Oukitel. So more premium. The colors we're getting on the HTC Desire Pro, you're going to get the black and the blue. On the Oukitel, we're going to get the black, blue, and purple. And we have about an 85% screen to body ratio on the Oukitel, and on the HTC Desire 20 Pro, it's going to be about 83. So 85 on the Oukitel, 83 on the HTC Desire 20 Pro. Now both screens look absolutely gorgeous. We're getting a TFT LCD IPS display on the Oukitel, and it's going to be a 6.4 inch. On the HTC Desire 20 Pro, we're actually getting a 6.5 inch LCD IPS display, 1080 2340, and on the HTC Desire 20 Pro versus 1080 2310. So more pixel rich on the HTC Desire 20 Pro. Now we do have a full HD display on both devices, 396 on the Oukitel. 396 pixels per inch on the Oukitel, and 398 on the 398 on the Oukitel and 396 on the HTC Desire 20 Pro. So both have really high density displays, punch hole cutout on the HTC Desire, and also a punch hole cutout on the Oukitel C21. So really nice displays on both devices. So when it comes to the displays, they both look really sharp compared to each other. I'm actually amazed with the quality of both displays.
Discover more about Shell's climate ambition.
So let me just show you. The speakers on both actually get really loud, so I must say I'm impressed with the speaker quality even on both of these devices. So we're going to get into the cameras in a little bit more detail, but as far as the overall displays, they do get plenty bright. Wi-Fi calling on both devices as well, hotspot on both devices. Both panels look amazingly beautiful. I can't get over that. They just look really sharp. You could just see right here that they just look really good when you compare them. So you're getting 1080 on both. Really beautiful displays. They both work on Metro by T-Mobile and Cricket Wireless. You can see right here, you can just toggle into that mode and get into your 1080 display mode right here. So 1080 60, and that's gonna look gorgeous on both displays, I must say. So let me just show you what that looks like. 1080 60 on both devices, really sharp, really punchy, really clear overall. 4G LTE on both of these devices, and they're both really gonna look really sharp, really beautiful. Both panels are gonna be really nice to look at for media content. Now we are getting that really sharp, punchy, beautiful display on the HTC Desire 20 Pro. It looks absolutely gorgeous. Speakers get plenty loud on here. You get the gyroscope, accelerometer, proximity sensor, gyroscope. This thing has the Helio. It's actually not a Helio. It's actually going to be the Snapdragon 665 paired along with an octa-core processing chip. We do have an Adreno GPU on here. It's the 610. We do have 4 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes of internal storage on here, which is actually pretty cool. So the storage on here is expandable up to 2 terabytes as well. You obviously can move the apps to the SD card, so I definitely think this device is going to be a powerhouse for gaming as well. Now, when it comes to the Oukitel C21, we are getting a really powerful processing media Helio P60 clocked in at 2 gigahertz. It's going to be good for gaming. 4 gigabytes of RAM on here, 64 gigabytes of internal storage. We do have the accelerometer, gravity sensor, accelerometer, proximity sensor, light sensor, things of that nature. And obviously, it's going to be a really sweet device. Definitely like this device for, you know, gaming, things of that nature. Speakers on here sound really loud. So I definitely like this device for gaming. There's no like cooling system on here, but the battery lasts really long. So I definitely am liking this device for gaming and different things of that nature. Now, when it comes to the cameras on both of these devices, we do get the HTC Desire 20 Pro has a 48 megapixel camera. Also on the Oukitel C21, we have a 16 megapixel main camera. The secondary lens is on the HTC Desire 20 Pro is an 8 megapixel. We also have a portrait for 2 megapixel and a 2 megapixel macro. Now, on the Oukitel, we do have a 16 megapixel, like I said before, 2 megapixel for portrait, 1.3 macro lens, and a 2 megapixel standard, just regular. So it's going to be a quad camera setup. You know, obviously the macro camera is going to be, you know, like it's going to be low quality, but it's still really usable. I was surprised with 20 megapixel on the front of the Oukitel C21, 25 megapixel on the front of the C21. They both come out really good, I must say, just to say the least. Okay, guys, so let's pull up the Geekbench scores on both devices and show you what scores we're actually getting. Now, both of these devices are running Android 10, and the Oukitel C20 was actually on sale for $130 right now, so which is a really good price. So the Oukitel C21 on my left, HTC Desire 20 Pro on my right. Here are the scores. You can tell for yourselves how good these perform. I'm actually surprised that the C21 has a larger multicolor score, but let's do a quick speed test. So let's clear out all the apps really quickly. Hold on one second. I'll just turn off the auto rotate. Okay, there we go. And clear all. So we're gonna do Spotify. 1, 2, 3. And that was the Oukitel on the left. Let's try Facebook. 1, 2, 3. That was almost the same time, but it looked like the Oukitel to the left. Instagram. Let's try that real quick. That was the HTC Desire 20 Pro to the right. Let's try Twitter on 1, 2, 3. And then we're gonna try, that was the HTC Desire 20 Pro. Let's try YouTube. Let me go back, close, go back. Okay, there was a stutter right there. YouTube, 1, 2, 3. And that was the HTC Desire 20 Pro. So really, really comparable speeds, guys. Let me know which device you prefer. Let's do a fingerprint sensor test. 1, 2, and 3. Well, that was the exact same time. 1, 2, 3. I'm surprised how well these phones do match up. Now the HTC Desire 20 Pro does have NFC, so just keep that in mind. We're not getting NFC on the Oukitel C21 Pro, but it's actually the it's holding up really well. I was surprised. So hopefully you guys found this video helpful in any way possible. If you did, show your support and appreciation. But I'll get right back with you guys. And yeah, there's no NFC on this one, but you can do your screencast, nearby share, all things like that. Let me see, NFC. But anyway, appreciate you guys for watching. I'll get right back with you. Peace. Later, crew.